So if I go on the Unity asset store, I can find a bunch of different 2D sprites. But I'm pretty sure Unity has an official one called roguelike. I cannot find it. There it is. Okay, this is free and by Unity. So I'm gonna add this to my assets. Accept it. Okay, open in Unity. Okay. Now that I'm opening my assets, these assets just mean different pixelated sprites. It's so I can have nice looking characters. You don't have to follow this step if you don't want these characters, because I really went over it quickly. I'm gonna hit download. It's gonna download all this, and then let's see. Sorry. What's currently downloading? Well, I cannot find it. Well, we're going to ignore that step and go into sprites, and then we're gonna get a circle as our character instead. I'm gonna increase the size of the circle so you can see it right here. That's our main character. And you can see right now it's not aligned, so I'm just gonna set the Z to 0, and then give it a collider. So physics 2D, circle collider, physics 2D, and rigid body. And if we move this up, we'll be able to see this drop. Okay, now it drops. Our collisions are on point, nothing wrong with them. Now let's start to script our thing. I'm gonna call it player movement. And then we're gonna open the script. So now it's opening up my Visual Studio's editor. And then as this does this, you can go in here and I'll start scripting private rigid body 2D RB. This is very similar to the 3D script we made before. And I'm gonna have a public float speed. Okay, and then I'm gonna make it RB dot velocity equals new vector 2 because there's only two directions, x and y. Speed times input manager dot get axis horizontal well okay times time dot delta time. Oh. And then change the horizontal to vertical. Actually, I just realized you do not want to do this because that means you can control your height. So I'm just gonna set this to the Y. So now you can move left and right. And let's see the actual project. So let's go to the, I should have named this. I'm gonna call this one player. And now I'm gonna call the speed to be 10. It's probably gonna be way too small, but let's experiment. Okay, how about 1000? Okay, there's an issue with our script. And that very simple issue is we have not actually said what RB is equal to. So we have to say RB equals the component rigid body 2D, and then that should fix it. Why do you multiply by time dot delta time? Wouldn't that make your speed variable depending on your FPS? Yeah, that is yeah, because if you have a higher FPS, then your play is gonna move faster, because you're running like the same thing more. But if you have a lower FPS, then it's gonna be really slow. Okay, 10 is definitely too slow. 500. And here we go. We have our thing moving, but it's very jittery, as you can see. So there's probably a lot of issues regarding what we have just made. The first one is that we have to move this to fixed update, which is now it's going to have physics detection instead of just regular movement. It's going to be physics movement. It is going to have more calculations in it. So that should make it smoother. Let's see this. Okay, it's still slow, so I have to make the movement speed 50. 5. Just guessing here. Now let's see how it looks. Okay, it's pretty smooth now. Yeah, I'm gonna change the speed to be even higher. Yeah, this is our object. You can move it back and forth like this. That's pretty good. So I'm gonna add some walls to here. I don't know why, but I'm gonna add some walls. I Command D, rotate it. Some more walls. Okay, now let's say we want our ball to jump. And we're gonna start programming that. Let's see our script. So here we have RB, the velocity equals new vector. This is the classic movement we done in the very beginning, so I'm not going to touch that. But in, we're going to go back to update. And if input, I'm going to explain this in just a second, get button down. Okay. Just a Command D there to duplicate. Jump times time delta time. Okay, and this is the jump we just made. So fix update, it doesn't run as much as update because yeah, it has to go for more physics calculations. But then update, it runs really fast. So that's why we're using update for the input. So when it detects the input in update, it's going to cause this to run. So it's not going to detect the floor or anything. It's basically every time you press space, it's just going to keep jumping higher and higher. And let's see if that actually works the way I intended. I'm going to make this 1000. Okay. And there we go. I jumped. Yeah, 1000 is a little high, but yeah, we're jumping. So that's progress on our 3D platformer. So that's already really good. One thing is that I actually don't need to make it plus equals. I can just make it equals, and then set it to rb.velocity.x. So it just basically, it doesn't care about how much you're falling down. It's always gonna set your y velocity to a certain amount. I'm gonna just demonstrate. So it doesn't matter how much I'm falling there. It still jumps me really high. So that's basic jumping, but I wanna make sure that the jump only works when I'm on the floor and not when I'm in the sky, right? Otherwise, this is just a flying mechanism. Or just crappy Flappy Bird. This actually at this point we could just make Flappy Bird, but I'm not doing that. So how would we make it so that it can only go on the floor? There are two ways, and I'm going to show you the good way. And I might have forgotten how to do it, but Linecast. Okay, this will take definitely a little bit. Time to Google this because I forgot how to do it. Okay, so what you do is you type physics.linecast, and then this is going to be transform.position. I'll explain this in just a second. And then okay, and then I'm gonna print this, and I'll show you. What this is doing is it's creating a line between two different objects, and those two objects are just whatever we decide. And what we decided was the center of our player and another object called detection, and we can fill in where detection is going to be. So I'm just going to create another object and put it underneath the player, and then reset the position, and then go down a little bit. So here we see that detection is always going to be beneath the player. If I move the player up, detection is right beneath the player. If I move this down, this object always here. So what I'm going to do is in here, I'm going to drag that game object, and then here the physics line cast. It's going to print either true or false if there's an object between the line cast. Okay. And it's always printing false. That is definitely situational. That is because the object is on the side. I forgot. This baby can rotate. Okay, so in order to prevent rotation, you use constraints and freeze rotation. That means this can no longer rotate. I'm not sure if this really fixes it though. Let's see. Okay, I think this still does not detect the floor, and that is definitely concerning. I will figure out why that is in just a second. Aha, because we're using physics, not physics 2D. So you do physics 2D .linecast. Now it should be able to detect. So let me move back to Unity. Let me move back to Unity. Here it is. And then now when it plays, it is, I have no idea what it is doing. Okay, it is saying Linecast, but I don't know if it's hitting anything. I'm gonna look at the documentation. This is the documentation I'm looking at right now. It's been too long since I've done this. Wait, was Linecast the one I wanted to do? I think it was. Anyhow, okay. I'm gonna see if this works, and then I'll explain it if it works. Well, that is, wait, maybe. This is getting too complicated for my liking. And I forgot how to make a 2D platformer. Anyhow, okay, well, there it is. It works, but not the way I wanted it to. Let's say that we didn't care that you can jump infinitely, okay, and that was the way the game was intended, and the bug was actually a feature. So we keep it that way. So it can jump really high. The game's set underwater. Okay, cool. Thank you, James. The game's set underwater. So that's our 2D game. You can. Okay, why does? Okay, there we go. Jumping works. So let's say we wanted to export our game now. We want people to play it. This is the thing that we've been waiting for. So we go to File, Build Settings, and this is what we're gonna do on our computers when we get back. And we're gonna select PC, Mac, Linux. This is basically you select which operating system you're gonna export it and play it on. I'm using Windows, so I'm gonna hit Build and Run. I have to find a place for this to work. I'm just gonna go on desktop. I'll put in stuff, I guess, and then it's building. And then now I just wait. And now my game is gonna be exported into Unity. I think it's an exe, and then you're gonna play it, and then you're gonna have fun with this really awesome game I made. And I'm gonna show you a bunch of different exporting methods other than just this one. What do you guys think? Exporting your games. That's pretty good. You guys can also export on mobile. So if you make some weird mobile game, you can put it on mobile. Okay. So I think it's just done building. It's about to run my game. Okay, here it is. It's being ran on the wrong screen. Let me change my screen. Okay. Okay, here's my screen. And the game's finished exporting. And here, this is it. This is what I made over the course of who knows how long. Oh wow, there's also a ninja. The friction on the wall. I forgot to compensate the friction on the walls, so I can just stick on the walls. That's not good. It's actually a cool stealth feature, part of my underwater game. So yeah, here we have our exported game. We've done that. But now I'm going to show you how to do it on web browser, because you might want to do that as well. So I'm going to present back to my classic window. And then what we're going to use is called HTML WebGL. So WebGL here is, we hit switch platform. You guys can see my screen, right? I hit WebGL. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna upload it onto Replit because I can't think of anything else to use right now. Other than itch, I use itch.io, but I guess Replit is what we're gonna do. And then you hit new Replit, and then you go to HTML, CSS, and JS. And we're gonna call this Unity game. It's gonna be a private, so it's a public one. And then it's still building. No, it's importing. My goodness, this is taking quite a while. But relative to other engines, Unity is an extremely fast exporter. Exporting games is usually a huge pain for a lot of engines, but Unity makes it really easy. So this is a good thing. David, no one wanted to hear that. Okay, now I hit build, and then I'm just gonna go to desktop. I'm just gonna stuff. Okay, select folder. It's building. Come on, David. Yeah. Coughs and sores. Thank you, James, for being so interactive. Okay, wait. Oh, I finished building. That was really fast. Okay. So now I go to my replit I've made. If it's opening, open. It's not opening. It's crashing. Unity is crashing my computer. Okay. Hold on. It's almost here. Just wait. Did listen to the one thing you did. Wait, what did I do? Wait, why can't you do it?
Oh, sorry. The preset to start the project. I don't know what you clicked, so no, I can't follow along.
Oh no. Okay, I hit a 2D game, but you don't need to do that. You can just start any project at all, any Unity project, and then you can start working on this stuff. Okay, open Replit. Why is it breaking my computer? Okay, well, this is getting interesting. What you would do is let me see if I can open it up in if I have the file, I'm just gonna destroy Unity because it's of no use anymore as long as I have the file. Okay, I put it into stuff. No. And I called it this one. It's empty. Wait. No, it's this one. Okay. So I add this. No, it's not this one. No, that's different. In here, it's empty. So I don't think it actually built. It has not built. It just crashed. My Unity has crashed. Well, I guess I'm just going to use an example of a game I've made in the past and just say this is the one we built. Hold on. Let me look for it. I'm gonna have to force quit Unity. This is gonna take a second. Force quit Unity. All right. Now I open up my Replit. It's still not letting me, even after I quit Unity. That's impressive. Okay. There we go. Here's Replit. And I can't see Replit. I physically cannot see it. Okay. New window. Replit. I think I'm gonna go insane. all builds. So here I have an example. So if we export our game, and we would have a WebGL. So this is what it would look like. This is how it's going to export it. So build 6, that's essentially just me zipping all this into one file. So I zip it. But what happens is after you build it, it would have these 3 different files inside whatever folder you put it in. And what you do is you just zip it and you put it into build 6. But if I create a replit, Unity cool game, here it is. All I need to do is upload a folder, and I go find it. I put it into WebGL 6. Well, I guess I upload the entire thing then. Well, there it is. And now index. Let's see if I can run this. I need this to get out of the folder. This would run perfectly if it was just out of the folder. I did this before. Why can't I do it now? Okay, time to bring up a previous example I've done before again. All right. So if you wanted this to be on Replit, then after you finish exporting, you would have index here, you have build here, and you have template data here. So what I did was completely wrong. Okay, glad to know what I did was wrong. Now I can fix it. This is just a whole lot of loading because everything is so slow. That's the sad part of all this. Okay, I can just drag it. Oh my gosh. I forgot I could just drag it. So after dragging all the stuff into here, I can run it, and this would run my game. An error occurred. Okay, I don't care. Run my game. Run the game. Why is it not running? Okay, I'm gonna try again. It's working, okay? And here you can see one of my games is being run all the way on Replit. So that's a success. This is not the actual game though. We made because that one would have taken too long. I will work on a lesson and document everything I just done in a very neat fashion so you can read it over in a nice way. Because I doubt that you were able to follow through with this. So I would work on that really soon. Do you have any questions? Because that concludes the meeting I've done today. No. Okay. Goodbye. Was that Michelle who just said goodbye? I'm just gonna become a cow. Wait, where's the cow? I need a cow picture. Okay, that's a cow picture. Okay, turn background into a cow. So yeah, that concludes the meeting. I'm gonna work on a document so you guys can be able to understand what I did, and you can do it yourself. Because I know James. As long as there's one person like James who wants it, I'll do it. That's
James is MVP.
Yeah.
Also, I'm pretty sure your cow was pregnant. Like I'm 98% sure.
No, it's not.
I'm 89% sure that cow was pregnant. Okay, I'm gonna end this meeting if you don't need to do anything.
It's already over, but
Ah, okay. See ya.